What's up, guys? Welcome back to the network. I am your host, Chris Bailey, for those persons who are joining us for the first time. We have an interesting show for you this week. We have Mr. Jevaughn Brown in studios with us, and he is going to teach us how to arrange and compose. Please, guys, hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. I am looking for 1,000 subscribers to be added to the channel this week. Please like the video and share the video. Jevaughn, what's up, bro?
Blessings. I'm good enough.
It's great to have you on the network, bro.
Right, it's a pleasure to be here. You know, I'm like, I watch it for a while, and I say, I for come on it to share my knowledge or the knowledge what me have, about music. So, right.
Yeah, man, definitely when you reached out to me and I heard this topic that you are willing to share, I was pretty impressed with this topic because this topic is very unusual. Not many musicians would invest their time in this sort of topic.
Right.
All right. So before we actually go into your actual presentation, I'm just going to find out a few things about Jevaughn. I'm sure our viewers and subscribers would like to hear some things about you. Who is Jevaughn Brown?
All right. So, Jevaughn Brown is a guy who, is humble about anything he does, whether music or schoolwork, anything at all. He's humble about it. And I'm a musician. I'm from Mobay. I grew up playing in the church, basically. I think everyone,
Every single musician that has been on
every
this channel so far started
right?
in church.
Of course, it always started in the church. So church for me, from my perspective, is that institution that functions for you know like us as musicians. If church wasn't there, then I don't know how many musicians would be musicians today. To be honest, you know
So
so the
true.
church is very important. you know
Right.
Very
All
important.
right. Tell us how you grew up.
Right, so as I said, I started playing the drums, little Congo drums, and the actual drum at 5. You know, like I was so small around the drum. They used to tease me enough about it. Because my foot couldn't even reach the foot pedal. But yeah, from there, I went on to like uh JCDC. That is where I started musically. At JCDC. I have two brothers. One brother plays instruments.
How do you guys live, go about each day, especially like how you said one plays an instrument?
Right. Well, all right. The oldest brother, he's actually living somewhere else, like so we don't really see each other much. But like on Christmas time, we get together. But my brother, no, you know, he's actually the other brother is actually a visual artist, but he also plays, and we do projects together. You know,
I need to ask you this. Can you identify one core value from your parents' upbringing, their way of bringing up? What stands out with you even today?
all right. Well, love. That's the one word that I can really use or that value, love, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like my mom will, be in the supermarket and she book up on one of her friend them and she'll be like, "Oh, Jevaughn, here's auntie so and so," and I'd have to call him auntie. I have to call
Okay.
the stranger that I just met auntie. So that's the
Mm.
kind of upbringing, basically. That sticks with me forever, even to this day. If I meet someone from mommy's side, I'll be like, "Hey uncle" or "Hey auntie." Just, she teach me to show love and compassion, basically, and that is what sticks with me to this day.
Does that have any bearing on your musical journey?
I mean, yes, basically, because I don't know. I think I'm an approachable musician and person because of that core value. I'm not one
Yeah.
of those type of musicians where act like say them know it all and them because
Right.
no, I don't know it all.
Mm.
Even if I start school, get the degree, I still won't know it all. You know, so that's the thing that musicians need to understand.
Yeah, man.
Everybody is created different. Everybody can do everything. You know,
Right.
you
And
will grow up in a society feel like um pursue something we like or what interests you. Because my interest is jazz.
mm,
That is what I'm focusing on. So, yeah,
okay.
yeah, man.
All right. Let's get into some more music talk with you. So what exactly inspired you to start to learn music?
Well, um, uh, my dad, Peter Brown, right? He's an excellent bass guitarist. From I was a like baby, he'd you know come in the room and if him go practice, him would start practice on the
Mm,
bass and with a rocking night crib, and I think that's where the father and son bond musically started.
mm.
And when I started playing bass at the age of like what, 8, 9, 10, I was in grade 6. I'd go to him for advice, and he would say, "All right, I saw it go." Boom, boom, bang, bang, and
Mm.
from then he's just been a real inspiration, to be honest.
I think I've heard the name Peter Brown
Right,
already. Being that I am not so young, I would have heard a lot of the names from back then, and I've heard that name
right.
from Montego Bay
Montego,
already. I don't know if you know this guy, Errol
Errol.
Errol Denton, or we call him Country back this side.
Maybe that knows
I
me.
don't know. He's a drummer. I don't know if you're familiar with him,
Maybe, maybe not.
but I've heard Errol um, talk so much about Peter Brown. But I hope I will definitely get to meet
Right,
that legend one of these days.
she's right.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So which are the instruments that you play?
Well,
Really, really seriously play.
all right. So, drum is kind of out of it because I haven't practiced drum for like years. but but drum a little bit. So that's for that category. I my principal instrument is bass guitar, but I also play the keyboard. Yeah. So and the rhythm guitar.
For the rhythm guitar.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Which is your favorite genre?
My favorite is jazz, basically.
Jazz, as you said already. What is it about jazz that you like so much?
The freedom. trust me, the freedom. Yeah. Yeah, man. The freedom that you have with jazz. Oh my God. It's amazing. Really amazing. And I just love that. I love it. We all love to be free, Me, I really love jazz because of that.
Definitely, but for example, like in a country like Jamaica, where the jazz genre is not really
Right.
so popular, why did
Yeah.
you plan to go this way?
It wasn't planned. I think jazz kind of chose me, or I chose jazz. Not really sure, but it wasn't planned. Like I've grown up listening to gospel, reggae, jazz, all kind of music. So for me personally, I appreciate every kind of music, you know. But for some reason, jazz, walked my way. Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, man.
All right. I know it is a technical genre to grasp. All right. How do you work on getting those technicalities? How do you break down jazz so that you become comfortable at playing it?
Simplicity. That's the word. Simplicity. I've realized that if you want to get a really hard topic, you have to you know kind of simplify it, in your own understanding, or just plain simple things, so you get ideas, and then you put the crazy stuff. Yeah, for me, ideas will just pop out in my head when I'm cleaning or sleeping or anything. But yeah, simplicity though, I'd strongly recommend that.
Do you think that the jazz genre provides the perfect tool for any musician's development?
Depends on the individual, because not everyone will want to venture into jazz. But if that's the case, then yes, if someone wants to pursue jazz, then yes, listening to jazz, practicing jazz is the way to go. Yeah, it really helps with you know their development.
Yes, well, being a musician myself, I do agree because
Right.
this genre has so many areas. It has chords, it has scale, it has melody, all the
Right.
different aspects of music. So for the young musicians who are definitely trying to improve, I think jazz is one of the genres that you should definitely start to practice.
True.
All right,
True.
even though it will not be so popular in this part of the hemisphere, but it's definitely a journey that we should try to pursue. Who do you play for?
No one at the moment. I'm basically still a student.
High school or
Well,
college?
I'm working on that. Still trying to figure out the university thing. But for now, I'm just I've been self-taught somewhat, because it wasn't until high school where I was formally introduced to music. I did grade 3 and 2, 3, and 5 in theory, music theory, and I did grades 3 and 5. I'm currently doing grade 7 in classical guitar. So
Oh, so that means you sight read well.
sight reading, not really, but working on that. Working on it.
Oh,
Slowly but
you're
surely.
still working on
Mhm.
it. Oh, I guess we all are still working at sight reading,
Mhm.
but
Yep.
definitely one of these days. All right.
Definitely.
Okay, but you mentioned something to me about the hotel industry.
Right.
That's where you're currently playing now.
Sometimes because of the pandemic, no, it's a rare occasion. But you know, like in the past, I think my first time was at Half Moon, and it was actually my dad who said, "Hey, Jevaughn, think you're ready, So it's one pound this gig for me because he was going to another hotel. So I was like, all
Oh,
right.
you're filling for your father.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Whoa.
And then, from
All
there,
right.
him just trust me with gigs, and I got, that type of experience.
All right. So
Church.
share with us what has the experience been like?
Ah, ah, tiring. Because imagine being on that
What do you mean
stage,
tired, man?
standing, sometimes the strap, oh my
Yeah.
God, strap is, it's awful. It's like a burden, you know, for like 2 to 3 hours.
You have a heavy bass guitar.
Not really, but I don't know. I
You're
don't know if
standing up with a heavy bass guitar, bro.
sometimes like the 5 string I have, it's kind of hefty, yes. So most times, and I'll be there like, when is this going to end? But, but it it has been a great experience so far, to be honest. Because the hotel industry, it forces you to learn songs, even on the spot, sadly. But
Okay.
yeah, it's a great experience. I'd encourage anyone, to experience that, you know, aside from, it being tiring, but yeah, really
It's
tiring.
tiring, but I'm sure it's lucrative. Is it lucrative to play in the hotel industry? Does it pay a lot?
Hmm. It pays somewhat of a lot. Somewhat. Yeah. So,
I
you
mean,
know,
somewhat.
somewhat. I say somewhat
All right.
because it's only when it's a like holiday we get a bonus. So yeah.
Oh, the bonuses are great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Come on, the reason why I'm asking, I know a lot of musicians who are from my area
Right.
who have expressed interest of getting into
So
the hotel industry. So these are why some of the things why I ask,
okay.
because I want these guys to hear exactly what the hotel industry is all about. All right.
But I'd
So and I
encourage
know a lot of
anybody.
musicians. You would encourage any musician to get into it.
Yeah, man.
That's what you're saying.
For the experience and yeah,
All
because
right.
it really is a great experience. Get to learn songs. You know, I get to meet people. That's a very important thing. Meeting people. Having links.
All right.
It's the greatest thing. So, yeah, man.
Who is the most important person that you have met during your time at the hotel?
Hmm.
Musically.
I actually met Michael Manley's daughter. Yeah.
Michael Manley.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I think that was
Awesome.
actually Half Moon.
John, I know our viewers on Zoom and our viewers on YouTube, they will definitely have their questions for you after your presentation. So I don't want to go too much into the questions. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to ask you to do your presentation. All right. It
All
was
right.
a pleasure finding out some of the things about you, bro.
Bless up.
What is your topic tonight?
My topic is basics of composition and arranging. Right.
Why have you chosen this topic to present on the Music Hacks Network?
Well, to be honest, this topic is really, you know, very important to me. Seeing that I I started composing and arranging in like grade 11, basically, and I think spreading or giving this knowledge that I have about it, you know, will be beneficial to others. If they want to um, know how to do, compositions or arrangements, using notation softwares.
Definitely,
Yeah.
bro. And as I said before, I think this is a great topic, and I am looking forward to your presentation. So, viewers and subscribers on YouTube and audience on Zoom, this time I present to you Mr. Jevaughn Brown.
All right. All right. So, good evening, everyone. Um, you know, my name is Jevaughn Brown, and I'll start off with composing. So, what is a composition, right? What is a composition? And that's very important question, because to know how to compose, you first have to know what a composition is. All right. So, a musical composition can refer to an original piece or work of music. That's it. Original work or piece of music. Now, in 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 olden times, people used to use manuscripts, right, to write music, and to use that uh, in modern time, it's not going to work out because I think people still use manuscripts, but you know, so and I won't say it's a faster result or it's fast uh uh I don't know, but it's not fast, but it's sufficient because you would you know go on the software, and instead of getting a pencil and writing out everything, all you have to do is just go in the software and you know just put the notes in and boom. And technology makes it so easy. So easy, right? So I'll share my screen. So, all right. So the software I use is called MuseScore. Um, People use Sibelius too as well, or which other one? Not sure the other names, but Sibelius is a famous one. But MuseScore now, you don't have to pay for it. It's free. You can download it. MuseScore 3.6, right? So now how to use the software, right? So you will click, start center, and you'll see where you have create new score. Now, you know, we're going to make a composition right now, like right now. So title, I don't know. I don't know. Let's make it that. That's the title. And you put your name at composer. All right. And then boom. So now we're at the section where you get to choose your instruments. Now, the great thing about the software is that you know it it already has the presets, everything with like instruments. Um, so let's see. All right. So I'll click choose instruments. So now you see where you have a variety of instruments that you can choose from. I'll choose maybe, let me choose piano, right? So add to score, right? And then maybe I'll choose something for the melody. Hmm. Mm, maybe voice. It's a weird combination, but all right. Now click next. Now, for those who um are maybe confused right now, right? Like theory, having some knowledge of theory is very important to understand all of this. So, if you want to, go into this field or going or venture into this, you have to have yeah, some knowledge of composing or uh theory rather, because theory is very important. Playing an instrument is one thing, but having the theory, you know, is or it makes it good, better for you, right? So theory is important. So I'll just choose a random key, all right, and then choose the tempo and have the time signature, which is 4/4. All right, and boom. Right. So now you see I have this right in front of me, right? So composing, it's your original work, right? So I think the first into really making a composition is to make a melody. I have my keyboard right here. What I do is really just use my keyboard or any instrument I can find and just make a melody. Uh, but the process is different, you know, for everyone. You know, like a person will make chords first or make a melody first or make even the beat first, right? But the way to go is make a melody, right? So to input a note on Muse score, you have to press the um N. To press N and uh just click on anywhere on the stuff, right? And the note appears. And this is what I meant by when I say technology makes it so easy. If you would have to use a manuscript, you wouldn't be able to hear anything, basically, right? But the software now, it allows you to hear the note or notes that you're putting in. So, if I want to do that, right? I'm hearing that. I'm hearing those notes, which makes composing nowadays so easy, right? So I'll make a melody. Uh or right, just simple melody. Or put that in the voice. right? And uh, I'm actually using a MIDI keyboard that's connected to my laptop. So when I play a note, it the note is automatically there, which makes, as I said, composing so easy, right? So simple melody, and you can continue the melody, extra note, right? Let's make a simple melody, right? Let's make a simple melody, right? All right, all right. Simple melody, right? So that's the first step, right? For me, first step is to just make a melody, right? And then maybe you know you can add a harmony to that. Uh, so and the note values are important because if you want to, because I want a whole note for this bar, so I just click on it. Oh, I just click on the whole note and then I just play. So let's hear the first bar. All right, right. So that's the first two bars of this composition. So all I have to do is just make a melody. Then if you want chords, you add that, which is basically harmony, right? Then I continue this melody, like, whoop, all right, all right, and then let's add the chord. So right? And it's going to be a short composition. So here it is. All right. And I can even continue this, but it's basically that is how, or that's the process of really composing, you know. So I'd have to have another thing for like details of like harmony and that, but this is really the process of the composing, you know, composing, or putting your ideas into the software, right? So yeah, and I think I'd continue this composition, because it sounds unfinished. So, all right, all right, all right. So, all right. So that was me just, making a melody, right? And then putting chords to it, right? So it's basically what it is to compose, and everyone is different. So you can, want to compose maybe gospel or even reggae. It all depends on you. My specialty is jazz. So most of my chords, or most of my chords in my compositions are jazz based, you know. But it really depends on individual, doing his or her, composition. Now I want to talk about arranging. Now, arranging is taking a song, basically, you know, um, an original song, and maybe like doing something different to the song. So, if you would compare, your arrangement to the original song, you'd you'd hear a distinct difference, right? So let me show you an example. I arranged "God Will Take Care of You," and it's in the key of B flat. So take a listen. So, so if anyone really knows original song or how the original sounds, this is pretty different from the original. I used as you can see, I used flute, oboe, clarinet, bassoon, foreign F, trumpet in B flat, timpani, and really the string section. All right, to arrange this song, and I really just made it different. Like, yeah, I used different chords to arrange it, and yeah. If anyone has any questions about this particular arrangement and how I arranged it, then you know you can ask away if anyone has any questions about it.
All right. Are you through, Jevaughn?
Basically,
All right. Just clear the screen, then, sir.
right?
Bro, somebody on YouTube said this is magical, but yes, I definitely agree with them. This is awesome.
Respect, respect.
Did you learn all of this in high school?
Well, let me tell you, my music teacher still is, but although I left high school, his name is Carl Matthews. Big up, sir. um, he introduced it to me in grade 10, and I had no knowledge of what the composition was in grade 10, basically. But he showed me, you know, the software. He said, all right, do this, do that. And I really had to learn on my own, basically. I really had to. So, yeah. And I really had to learn on my own. Like,
Yeah,
when I
man.
said learn on my own, I'd had to spend lunch times, you know, trying to figure out, all right, what this do, what this do. So, most of this is, you know, from self teaching. Cause, but it has
Bro,
been a good journey, and I'd really like to see what the future holds for this.
I
And
think
that's
I think you should definitely pursue this more
right. Yeah.
seriously because we lack a lot of this in our hemisphere, as I said. You only see
Yep.
this in the Americas and the bigger countries. And
Right.
this is a great skill that you have.
Respect.
I think you should even start to mentor younger musicians and even older musicians who definitely want to learn this.
Right.
All right, this is something that you should definitely improve on and pass on
Mm-hmm.
to someone else.
Yeah, man.
All right, I was
Definitely.
totally impressed, Jevaughn, with your presentation. I know your mom, Miss Celia Brown, is here and she is very
Right.
proud of you.
Big up, mommy.
Yeah, man. All right, and definitely now we are gonna go into the question and answer session of this presentation. And why Jevaughn had his hand up, Jevaughn Mackenzie, I'm still gonna take that question from you first. Jevaughn,
Yeah. What's up, Chris?
right, bless up.
All right. So, Jevaughn, you know me, friend of yours, Uh,
Mhm.
I've had this long going question about brass instruments, right? So, I work with Ableton Live. So, I'm trying to produce like this soul thing, but in our work because I don't know how the brass section works. When like
Oh,
them play that, you hear the harmony of the brass too. That I'm trying to figure out. You know how to do that?
brass.
Yeah,
Hmm.
brass section.
Harmony wise, uh, if you'd have to know the the basic or the basics of harmony to really you know you know pull off a nice real good harmony for the brass. So like simple inversions, you know or like simple chords or chord structures you can use. It's great to know the basics, you know so you can say, all right, this can work here and whatnot. So knowing the basics is really good.
All right, bro. Respect, respect.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Bless up.
Respect, Jevaughn. Persons from Zoom, please keep the hands up and keep them going. I'm gonna go over to YouTube. Raj Brown. I don't know if you know this person,
Raj, bro.
Jevaughn. All right. Um, his question is: do you compose with a certain theme or emotion in mind, or do you play with ideas in real time and see what manifests?
Well, um, I used to, and I still do get ideas. My process is I get an idea, and then I go straight to the computer and start composing. And I think nowadays I I use emotion. Like if you heard that a while ago, it kind of had this, mellow, slow, and the song is really mellow. Like the type of harmony suggested that I don't know. Maybe I was in a sad or bad mood at that time, but you know, composing for me is you know expressing how you feel, expressing yourself, and expressing your ideas. So yes, I really do. You know, I tap into my emotions when I compose. Yeah, man.
All right. Brando from YouTube, he was asking, you composed that, bro? I think he's referring to the songs that you had just played in your
Oh yeah, yeah,
presentation.
yeah. It took me a while to get to this, you know, level where I could just, compose for a whole section. And I'm still trying to get to a certain level where I can say, all right, this sound good. But yeah, I did. And it really, for me, it doesn't take that long to arrange stuff or compose. To compose though may take a while, but arranging is nice though. It's really nice. So I like jazz.
All right, cool. Well, Brando is also saying that he likes the choice of chords and the sound used to create
Right.
that structure.
Right.
Tell
Yeah,
us tell us
man.
about your choice of chords.
All right. Well, I have to share my screen again. So select. All right. So for this first section, right, I used uh and B flat. So, I use I'm going to speak in numbers because to really find to to say the exact chords. I mean, I could say it was really E flat major stills. Then I used E diminished seventh, then F dominant, right? Then B, right? For that first section. And this was fairly simple. This was fairly diatonic. Although, I I sometimes use jazz based chords, you know, but for the most part, this was very simple. And again, simplicity is very important because here are some very nice compositional skills that you can, or techniques that you can use. For this, I used, altering the melody or interchanging rather. So sometimes uh, the, the string section would play the melody, but other times maybe I'd make the flute or the oboe play the melody. So that's a simple, very simple but effective technique that we can use. And you know even these counter melodies, and a counter melody is really you know uh a melody that's, or basically another melody added onto the original melody. So like this one, little little things in the middle to really give the piece meaning, because you don't want to make it sound empty. So you would you know put those little things there, you know and yeah, for the ending though, wasn't really diatonic at all. For the ending, uh I used F sharp major 7, uh E flat. The F sharp major 7 is really the sharp 5. Then I'm onto the 4, which is the E flat major 7. So I think that was the only time I really strayed from the diatonic progression, basically. But yeah, and that was simple as well. The F sharp to the E flat major 7. So yeah, and just little things that can make your arrangement or compositions sounding very good. Right, simple is my thing. Nowadays. you know I find it's really effective.
You said simple. Huh?
Well,
I'm
it
looking at
really
some
is.
highly complex stuff on that software there, Jevaughn. All
Mm.
right. Guys on Zoom, please don't type the questions in the chat. I may not be able to keep a track of the questions in the chat. I want to just put the hands up, and then I will just indicate your name, and then you will ask the questions, please. Edward Reed.
Chris, greetings.
Yeah, man. I know, Eddie. I know you're going to love this,
Yeah, I love these things, man. Real.
Yeah, man.
What's
Bless
up,
up.
Jevaughn? Yeah, man.
Yeah, bless you.
Good presentation, bro. Yeah,
Bless you,
man.
bro.
Very, very good. All right, question. Using this software, see, you would have like an Ableton or any other DAW. Have you tried exporting from the DAW into the software?
I've tried, and I mean, and I looked on YouTube so to do it, but
Okay.
it's kind of hard. So
Can,
what I just do is, I try to just use the software and see if the ideas that are in my head can, be illustrated. on the software because it's really hard, you know,
Okay.
you know, per se you want to um maybe you have I get an idea like and you want to put that on the software. Trust me, it
Yeah.
would be easier to do it on Ableton because you have your MIDI or your bass can do it, but to do it on the software, you know, you'd have to have some theory in you, not in just
Yeah.
not just in your brain, but in your soul. Because trust me,
Mm-hmm.
theory is very important. I'd recommend
Yeah.
theory
Yeah.
to any musician, any.
Yeah. Very much. I agree. I agree.
Yeah, man.
All right, bro. Thanks. Yeah, man. Cool.
Bless up.
Bless up.
Bless up, Eddie. All
Yes, sir,
right.
Chris. Big up.
Yeah, man. Let's take Ryan.
Yeah, bless up, Chris. Yo,
Bless.
Jeff, bless up, man.
Yeah, go on, Ryan.
Question from me is as regards to creativity. Would you classify creativity as the most vital aspect of composition and arranging? And if so, how can one get those creative juices flowing?
All right. Well, creativity is a must. I mean, you can't really pull off a amazing composition or arrangement and don't have creativity. You know, it would be like having you know toast bread without the butter. That tastes good, right? So you know, uh creativity to me when composing, it's like simple things. If you want dynamics at a certain section, you know, makes it so the software makes it so easy, right? You can just click on dynamics and see there. Certain things like crescendos though on the software doesn't work. You'd have to get some musicians to do that. But you know, yeah, simple things like uh chord progressions. So like arranging. Let me show you. I I did this arrangement for, well, I mean it's my school chair. I think everyone will know this. So let's take a listen. So for anyone who knows that cheer originally, uh it in the progression wasn't so complex, or you know the or maybe like other stuff like the change of key, because I changed key like what, 2 times. So those simple stuff are what makes things creative, going out of the ordinary, thinking outside of the box rather than in. that is, creativity for me. For someone else it means something totally different, but that's creativity for me.
All right, awesome. We're gonna take just about 2 more questions for Jevaughn. I'm not seeing any on YouTube as yet. But Jevaughn,
Yes, sir.
where do you see yourself within the next 5 to 10 years with this?
Making or filming scores, for like films, basically. Yeah, that's
Awesome.
where I see myself.
Yeah,
Making
man.
music for films or any commercial, and just doing that because I just love
Right.
I love music. I feel like composing, is another aspect, a different aspect, you know, and it's a second love for me.
Right. All right, bro. I know a lot of persons are going to reach out to you after this video drops on the channel. All right. And I know a lot of persons inside the Zoom audience will want to reach out to you. How can we reach to Jevaughn Brown?
Well, um, my name on Instagram is Jev.music. Yeah, I think that's the only. Yeah, that's the only social. Yeah, Jev.music on Instagram.
All right. Definitely, bro. I think you need to start some more social media accounts for this YouTube, Facebook. This is gold. All right.
Respect.
And I would definitely like to thank you on the behalf of the Music Hacks Network team. Thanks for taking the time out of your busy schedule. Thanks for reaching out as
Man.
well. Yeah, man. This was a great presentation, and I'm very proud of you. And keep up the good work. And I'll definitely see you at another time. I will definitely have you back to do another presentation on this to do a follow up. Okay.
All right, no problem. Yeah, man.
Bless up, bless up. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen, viewers and subscribers, Zoom audience. This was a presentation from Mr. Jevaughn Brown, and that was very, very exciting. Before you leave, guys, I'm going to ask you, please, especially those persons who are on YouTube or you're on Zoom now, all we ask each week for this information is just to subscribe to the Music Hacks Network on YouTube. So if you have not subscribed already, please go over to our Music Hacks Network on YouTube and just hit that like button and make sure you comment. The thing that I am not pleased with, a lot of guys are here on the Zoom and their YouTube, and you like the presentation, but you don't hit the thumbs up and you don't comment. I want to see more comments under these videos, guys. All right, and subscribe before you leave. I'm going to play the ending, and then we will get ready for our next live stream. Bless us yourself, Jevaughn.
Yeah, man. Bless up anytime.
All right, bro. Yes, guys, this was an awesome show. It was a pleasure having you guys. Before you hit that subscribe icon for us, hit that subscribe icon. All right, and let us get to 1,000 subs during the course of this week.